Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. On today's episode, we're going to be breaking down week number 3 in the XFL, and we're going to do our predictions for week number 4. We're also going to give out our game balls for players that exceed expectations in week number 3. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point. Hopping right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins, my co-host. Also, if you're looking for consistent content on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Prime Sports World is a pretty good place to hang out. So please like, share, and subscribe. We go live basically every single day, including a twofer for today, depending on how long this episode ends up taking, because we're going to talk about some combine stuff, because some players really performed well at the combine over the weekend there in Indianapolis. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, let's talk about if you haven't missed us live, I'm going to share the streaming service. So if you want to check us out over there, you can go ahead and do that as well. It's shared into the chat on all the major platforms. Happy Monday, TJ. I had a Jersey Mike's sandwich for dinner. And I don't know if you've ever had Jersey Mike's, but man, it is fire.
It's all right. It's not.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
What do you think is better? If you're going to get a sandwich from somewhere else, who's better than Jersey Mike's?
I don't know. I don't have time to think of it right now, but Jersey Mike's is all right.
Man, I think you're off on this, man.
Sure. Go ahead.
I will respectfully disagree with you on this. Just the way me and you respectively disagree about almost everything.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Yeah, just about. So let's talk about week number 3 in the XFL. Really good football on the field this weekend, outside of the Guardian game, which actually was a defensive struggle. But if you enjoy watching good football, this provided it for you, didn't it?
That it definitely was. 10-9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every game was fairly competitive. Like, kudos to man. If you wanted to watch some good spring football, this week was definitely the week to do it. I'm still gonna sit here on my soapbox and be like NFL, ESPN. Man, you guys gotta do better about your I can't get box scores on your website. Like, how long is it gonna take for this to be fixed? Like, are they just never gonna have it? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's so frustrating that I have to go to like another medium in order to get box scores for games that you broadcast on your network. Like, do better. Instead of spending 5,000 years talking about Luka Doncic and Devin Booker on First Take this morning, how about you talk about how you're going to fix your product on the XFL?
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not wrong. Let's get into it right into it. Let's talk about the first game. We got the Sea Dragons coming back from behind and beating the Vipers as Josh Gordon scored the game-winning touchdown from Ben DiNucci, former Dallas Cowboy. 26-37 for Mr. Nucci, 377 for tutties. He also had one pick. Looks like over 100-yard rushing from Morgan Ellison. And as I mentioned, Josh Gordon had a monster game here, 6 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. Blake Jackson also had a touchdown, along with Juwan Green. On the other side of this for the Vipers, Brent Hundley got the start, played the entire game, 13 of 28, 224, 2 touchdowns. He also led the team in rushing. Their leading receiver was Jeff Bandit, who had a touchdown, along with John Lovett. I'm still super unfamiliar with these names, so I'm trying here. But yeah, those are the guys. That's what happened. The Seattle Sea Dragons were down. They come back and win the game. This was a very entertaining football game.
It was. I legit thought Seattle was. I just thought they was trying to blow it. Every time they score, they go for 3, and I get the aggressiveness. I understand that. That's probably the moniker that they want for their team. If we give up a touchdown to the Seattle team, they're gonna go for 3. The issue that they have is that's the lowest percentage. That's the lowest conversion. I think they missed on every single one of them. The other that game. Even when they took the lead, even when Josh Gordon caught what ended up being the game-winning touchdown, they went for 3 on that. They didn't get it, and it's what are you doing? The announcers were I just don't get it.
I mean, if you get 3 there, you go up by a full touchdown. So I mean, the math makes sense.
Again,
it doesn't really change a lot. Either you're up by 7 or up by 4. I mean, you still need a touchdown. The Vipers would have still needed a touchdown.
again, it's why like why run that? It wasn't working the whole game. You kept going for 3-point conversions. You didn't get either one of them. You didn't get any of them. So why? I understand it. That's the nature. That's the kind of team you want to be. But after like the first three, it's like, all right, um, maybe go for one, maybe go for two. But the 3-point conversion it's not going this week. It's not working.
I mean, yeah, you would like to see them make better decisions, but you can't argue with the results. They ended up winning the game.
Yeah,
This is a good game, but entertaining all the way through. Ben DiNucci looks like it's clear that he played in the NFL. He's really has a really good grasp for this play calling, and Josh Gordon was awesome in this game. Just was.
yes. Yeah, he was. And so like I was messing with you in the group chat. Like, were you happy with the hot mic censorship? Were you happy? Like,
Yeah.
did that make you feel better?
Yeah, dude. I know. I know it's in the minority. I get it. I don't need to. I don't necessarily. I don't need to hear swearing on it. Like if I'm watching football, I don't need to hear it. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
What do you like? How do you play basketball? Like, what do you say at the gym? Like, what is being said at the gym? Good pass, buddy. That's how y'all talk.
I don't
That's
talk
how
a
you.
lot, dude.
I ain't say you.
I let my game do my talking. I don't need to do nothing. I
Okay,
don't need to say nothing.
like, I ain't say you, but your counterparts. What are they saying?
Yeah,
Good
people do swear. I just if I'm but I don't enjoy listening to people swear. I just don't. I
it's
know.
good pass, buddy.
Yeah,
Nice shot, pal.
a little pat on the back, a little high five, a little action. Yeah, dude,
Jesus Christ.
let's
But
go.
I think the Vipers. I hope they found the answer at quarterback. Brett Hundley had a hell of a game. Right
Yeah,
now, with Vegas, you have to figure out how to close games because you were up pretty big in this game, and you let Seattle climb their way back in. And we also found out why their stadium sucks. They play on the baseball field. Sucks.
yeah, they were up by 2 touchdowns in this game and ended up losing. So they allowed the final 15 points of the game.
Yeah, that's no. Can't
Just
do
can't
that.
have it. Can't have it. So they're only up 6. I still think that the greener pastures will be there for the Vipers. They'll get better, and their home field is just not good. So
So what are they? 0 and
know,
3.
they're 0 and
They're
3, correct?
0 and 3.
Yeah, they've dug themselves quite the hole. Moving on to the next game, which is probably one of the better games of the entire weekend, is DC Defenders crowd was really electric in this game. Really showed up. They did the whole beer snake, which I kind of like a lot actually. They ended up winning the game, 28-34. On their side of the ball, Jordan Tiamo was solid here. Derek King also had a touchdown. Jordan Tiamo touchdown. Abraham Smith leading rusher. Lucky Jackson, leading receiver. Chris Blair and Ethan Wolf had receiving touchdowns for the Defenders. On the Battlehawks side of this, AJ McCarron, 26 of 42, 262, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The former Cincinnati Bengal, Brian Hill, leading rusher, 13 carries with 32 yards. Keith Butler, leading receiver for the Battlehawks, 9 catches for 105 yards and touchdown. Brian Hill, Jake Sutherland, Stephen Mitchell, all had touchdowns for the Battlehawks as they fall and drop from the ranks of the undefeated DC Defenders, 3-0, still undefeated. I am a little bit disappointed that the Seattle Seahawks Battlehawks lost this game because I did want to see them be undefeated for their first home game, as selfishly, because I just think the crowd there is going to be electric, but I think it will be regardless. I don't think this is gonna hurt the hype that much.
Yeah, I think about it. This is this is football back in Seattle for the first time since the Rams left for LA, whatever year that was. So it's been the better part of a decade? A little bit coming up on a decade?
No, the Rams haven't gone that long, have they? A decade?
Think about it. Think about it.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Look it up. It's been a while.
I don't think it's been a decade though. So 220. Hold on. Anyway, just continue. I'll get this. I'll figure it out.
Anyway, but until St. Louis has their home game, DC has the best. They have the best home field. They have the clear home field advantage. This is 2 games they've had at home, both electric crowds, and it's definitely spearheaded both of their wins at home.
So
Uh,
it's been 6 years only.
it's been 6 years. It's coming up on a decade. Same thing. It's a long time. Has
Okay.
a long time, right? Like it's still that's still a long time to not have football in your city.
That's true. It's true. Go ahead. Sorry.
The turnover battle in this game is what kept it intriguing because St. Louis would turn the ball over, and then a couple no, like DC turned it over.
Four turnovers for the Battlehawks, 3 turnovers for the defenders. Not a lot of
DC
penalties.
turned it over.
I actually like the fact that the XFL does not have a lot of penalties while you watch a lot of their games. These two teams
DC turned the ball over. DC fumbled the ball on 2 consecutive drives.
Yeah,
and it led to it led to a touchdown on the first one, and then St. Louis missed a 53-yard field goal on the next one.
yep, I remember that.
Yeah, it was wide right, wasn't close. Was
It
not
was
close.
not close.
I mean, Buddy had the distance. He got the leg for it, but the accuracy was just
There was another kick in the Roughnecks game that was really not close for like 53 yards. I actually think that's like one of the things like for the XFL, like the kicking game, like kicking field goals, because you don't kick extra points, so you don't kick on a regular basis anymore in that league. I think the kicking game really suffers because you never really build up I don't even know if kickers have a rhythm or some kind of rotation that they're into, but I'm sure kicking like a field goal once every couple games is really not good for their mechanics or just I don't know. Somebody wants to weigh in on that. I don't know.
And you also don't know when they how often they practice kicking for that matter. Like to your point.
Yeah.
And it's been 8 years. They left in 2015. It's 2023. That's 8. That's 8 years. Better part of a decade. Like coming up on a decade. Come on, David. But that 2-minute drive the Battlehawks had, but right before the half, where it was McCarron to Hakeem Butler, it was the Hakeem Butler show. That was beautiful. That was Hakeem Butler saying, "I'm 6'5", whatever. Y'all can't stop me." And that's exactly what it was. Like it was 3 big chunk plays, and then Hakeem Butler for the touchdown literally just ran a quick slant and boxed out his defender. He's just like,
he made it look easy.
Didn't he? I'm 6'5". You're not getting around me. And DC answered that coming out of the half, and they got up a little bit. Like they had a scare in the fourth where they fumbled on like the one off of a insane interception with like 28 seconds left.
Man, you want to talk about insane interception? That one in that Roughnecks game.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I don't know if you've seen it yet, but dude, it is wild. It's so nice. Like I don't know how he got it.
I saw it, and they scored right there. They went for 2. They got the 2. They made it the final score. It's like they remain the only team, the Battlehawks, to convert a 4th and 15. So they tried to do it again, and AJ McCarron gets sacked. Game over. I agree with you. I think the game next week in St. Louis should still be electric. I think it would be electric whether they were 3-0 or 0-3. Like I'm so serious. Like I just want to know where they're gonna play. Like where in St. Louis are they gonna play?
They're playing in the Dome.
Is that still standing?
Yeah,
that's
what they're playing. All right, I think so.
Because like you always think about stuff like that, like when a team relocates or they get a new stadium. What happens?
Usually the Dome at American Center.
All right, because usually, like when teams get a new stadium, they tear the other one.
I mean, eventually.
Down, eventually, unless stuff happens like in Minnesota where
they're playing at the stadium where the Rams used to play.
All right. I just wonder what's been going on with that stadium because not a lot's probably been happening there. So, all right.
Yeah, they're playing there.
It should be electric. Should be
Yeah, it should
fun.
be. They opened up like a second, like the top part of the dome because they sold out all the stuff underneath. So yeah,
Oh
this
wow.
is
Oh yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
yeah,
But
it's gonna be electric. It's gonna be incredible.
like when you
So
look at the defenders, are you surprised that they're 3-0?
no,
No.
they're no. I think yeah, they have good quarterback play. I actually a little bit surprised because Jordan Tiamo hasn't been lights out. Like his completion percentage is still pretty low. But yeah, he's been serviceable. I've been running the football, and they play the best defense probably in the league. Not so much in this game because they did give up a lot of points and yards, but
Well, I do like their quarterback system, like the two quarterback system, because one, this is why I always preach having quarterbacks that have the same playing style. Jordan Tayamu and De'Aaron King are both mobile quarterbacks, so you can run that read option offense with both of them, and they definitely used it to their advantage.
yep.
And so, so yeah, it's definitely a way to keep defenders like, on edge and be like, all right, what's coming? So,
Moving on to the second game on Saturday or on Sunday actually, we got the Arlington Renegades welcoming the Orlando Guardians to come out with the victory 10-9 as they came back in the fourth quarter to win this game. Paxton Lynch probably his best game as a Guardian by far. I think they probably found their starting quarterback. I think he played well enough to seal up this
keep it.
role. Yeah, 19 to 31, 219 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He was also the team's leading rusher. Cody Latimer, former Denver Bronco, who actually has a Super Bowl ring, 6 catches for 66 yards. On the Renegades side of this, Kyle Sloter got the start after the kid from Ball State got benched. He did lead the game-winning drive, 18 to 23, 124 yards and a touchdown. Devon Smith, leading rusher for 18 for 49, and then Tyler Vaughn's leading receiver for the Renegades, 5 for 39 and a tutty.
Okay, so yeah, Orlando is like dead last in this league in scoring. They haven't scored more than 12 points in any game. They've scored a grand total of 33 points across 3 games. Not ideal. Like to
No,
your
that's not what
point,
you want.
like to your point, the offense looked better this game, but they had a couple fumbles on drives, which took away points or took away opportunities, I should say. And while obviously you try to look at the silver cloud, the silver lining, and everything. And it's while we look better, we did look better, but we still have things to work on. A lot of things to work on. And you lost a game where your defense gave up 10 points.
3 points all the way up until the fourth quarter.
3 points all the way up until the fourth quarter. Like, come on. You can't ask your defense to play any better.
No, I mean they played very good football here. The Guardians defense did, being on the field as much as they were. You would have liked to have seen them maybe do a little bit more on offense, but yeah, their defense played really well in this game.
Yeah.
Looks like they combined for let's see, hold on, 2 sacks only. They had 6 tackles for loss, and they had they played a pretty solid game on the defensive side of the ball, obviously because they only gave it 1 touchdown.
Like, I don't know what more needs to be said. Paxton Lynch, your best game in the XFL so far, and you ran for a touchdown and you didn't throw one. You didn't throw for it, and I don't know what they're gonna do. Obviously, it's the first season. The only way to go from here is up for the Guardians.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean you can't knock on wood, it can't get much worse.
You got this 3 weeks down. You got 7 more to go. You're not out of it yet, but if you lose next week and you start off 0-4, yeah, I think it's cooked.
Yeah, I agree with you. To the final game, which is probably one of the pretty entertaining. At least the first half was very entertaining. We got the San Antonio Brahmas going into Houston, taking on the Roughnecks, falling 13 to 22. On the Brahmas side, Jack Cohen really struggled in this game. Really inefficient, 8 of 20 for 64 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The crazy thing is, like, as wildly inefficient as he was, like, they were still in this game for, like, all the way up until, like, the midway point through the third quarter. Like, they just could have just put together some drives and got some points. Like, they could have turned this game around real fast. They just could never get the offensive going. Their leading rusher was Patrick, 8 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. Lise Mack, I think he's a tight end, 3 catches for 27 yards for him. On the Roughneck side, offense much more efficient. Brandon Silvers continues to probably be the best player in the XFL, in my opinion, at quarterback at least. 24 of 35, 278, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Cole McDonald did come in and throw 1 pass, 3 yards. Max Borghi caught a nasty injury but fought through it. 15 carries for 75 yards. And Andre Kirkland, man, boy, did he have a game. That one catch, I don't know if you see the catch that he had in this game. 6 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then what's his name? Algene Harris? The interception that he had during this game was just insanity. Like I'm not sure how he caught it.
He just took it.
But he was it was a wild interception. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and watch it. It is a really cool football play. And
I saw it. Like
no, not you, just in general. Other people.
If you haven't seen it, I don't know how you haven't. It should be all over social media by now. He just took the ball from him. And again, San Antonio, great start. You had a 55-yard kick return. Then you marched down what was left of the field on your first drive. Boom, touchdown. 7. Then you go for 1, 7-0. Then all of a sudden, Houston gets the ball, and we're not looking back. outside of that outside of that first drive, San Antonio struggled to move the ball.
100%.
And for what it's worth, this is 22 points. This is the lowest scoring game the Roughnecks have had in 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks of the season, they've been putting up points galore. And so if I'm San Antonio, I'll look at this like I held what's arguably the best team in this league to just 22 points.
And they only allowed 1 touchdown after halftime, or they didn't even allow a touchdown after halftime. There was only 1 touchdown in this game scored after halftime.
And San Antonio scored it.
Yeah, like your defense played as well as you could have, given how inept your offense was during this game.
Yeah, and I think that's just a reflection on Hines Ward. We already know where Hines Ward comes from. Pittsburgh, that's that Steeler. He's literally trying to recreate his version of the Pittsburgh Steelers in San Antonio. Now it's gonna take a while. It'll take a minute.
They got the color scheme right.
Sort of. Sort of. Right. But what's the running back? Kalen, is it Balaj? Did he play?
Kalen Balaj, yeah, he played in the NFL for a while. Jacko Patrick is the guy who actually had the lead. He got the touchdown in this game. Actually, was more effective as the running back for the Brahmas.
He is they ain't no Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, but.
Jack Cohen wildly inefficient in this game. I think you need to figure out a way to get him into easier sets. Give him some easy completions. Like get him used to the offense a little bit. Because he just seemed a little bit out of sorts even from the beginning of the game.
Outside of that first drive, it was like, yo, what am I watching? It was like, what am I watching? I have no issue with.
They punted on every possession besides 2. So
I have no worry about the Roughnecks.
No, me either.
I have no worry about the Roughnecks. I think they're going to be fine. I think no, they are definitely in 2 different divisions. I don't know how they break
No. They're in the same division. It's the South, which is the Roughnecks, the Brahmas, the Renegades, and the Guardians, and then in the North is Seattle, St. Louis,
Vegas, and DC.
Thank you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if push comes to shove right now, if there was to be a championship game, it would be DC versus Houston, and that would be entertaining. I would.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but it would be quite the spectacle. And I think we'll see what ends up happening down the stretch here. Let's talk about game balls. Who is getting your game ball for week number 3, Mr. Hopkins?
Ben DiNucci. I think he had the first 300-yard passing game of the season. He
Ben
was,
DiNucci.
yeah,
I
game
like
winning
it.
touch, game winning touchdown to Josh Gordon. We all saw it. Comeback effort. We all saw it. Yeah, Ben DiNucci gets my game ball.
John Trey Kirkland, 6 catches, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns. With that one catch he had where he had like basically took it from the defender was insane. And then I got to give a shout out to Gene Harris, his interception in that game too. Like two just great catches, and one on the offense, one by the defense. Just overall, kudos. Let's move to week number 4, man. We're already at week number 4 of the XFL. It's going by like that. So we got two
Yeah,
Saturday
love it.
night games. 2 Saturday night games this week, including one that starts at like 10 o'clock. So it's like a legit primetime game. So yeah, let's talk about week number 4. First game, Roughnecks, the undefeated Roughnecks going into Orlando and taking on the defeated Guardians. TJ?
Next game.
I'm also taking the Roughnecks as well. To the primetime game with the 10 p.m. kickoff. I like that a little bit, actually. I think the NFL should do that on Saturday night. We got the 1-2 Brahmas going into 1-2 Sea Dragons. Sea Dragons coming off their first victory of the season. Brahmas coming off getting beat by the Roughnecks. Who do you got winning this game? Brahmas, Sea Dragons.
I am curious
Saturday
as
night
to
football.
how San Antonio defends what has shown to be a high-powered Seattle offense. When Ben DiNucci is clicking and Josh Gordon is getting open, and I can't think of the other receiver's name; it's escaping me. But they have a solid 1-2 punch at receiver. Seattle does. I'm curious as to how San Antonio defends this Seattle team. That being said, I like Ben DiNucci.
Ja'Cour Pearson.
Is that him?
Yeah, number 3, 7 catches for 99 yards in the last game. They also have Jordan Vesey, who's number 88, 4 for 63, and then Blake Jackson, I think, is their tight end, 5 for 44.
It was the first guy.
Yeah.
So I am. That being said, I like Ben DiNucci more than I like Jack Cohn. Give me Seattle.
I'm also going to take the Seattle. I have not liked what I've seen out of Jack Cohen at all. From Saturday into Sunday, we got the Renegades going into St. Louis and taking on the Battlehawks. Battlehawks coming off losing their first game of the season. Renegades coming off, what did they won last week?
All right, 2-1.
They're both 2-1. This is St. Louis's home opener. I'm rolling with St. Louis. I'm taking them. I think that crowd's going to be electric.
I'm rolling with St. Louis. I'm gonna watch this game. I want to see this atmosphere. I gotta see it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see what the stadium looks like, what the fans are like. Because that DC Defender game was a pretty rowdy crowd. I expect it to be even more so in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
To the final game of the weekend, primetime Sunday Night Football. We got the defeated Vipers going into DC and taking on the undefeated Defenders. TJ.
JC.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Defenders as well. The Defenders just seem like such a well-rounded football team right now. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens as we get down the stretch here. But yeah, that's been our predictions for week number 3. Our recap and our week number 4 predictions when it comes to the XFL season. Keep an eye out for all of our content. We're going to cover the XFL all the way to the very end because we're all in on spring football. Me and TJ here. Keep an eye out for that. I've been David Huffman. Right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And we also have a plethora of streaming platforms. Go check that out as well. TJ, what do we do here at the Prime, my friend?
We bring the heat, and everybody should be in on spring football. Everybody, it's more football.
I got some coworkers that have been a Debbie Downer, so they're not all in it. They're not in it. So. But yeah, we're doing our combine conversation here in a couple minutes, so keep an eye out for that content. TJ, I'm going to fire that up here in a second.
Go ahead.
Peace out, everybody.